So see in this diagram, this is uterine cavity. So this is morula and this is blastocyst. This is blastocyst and this is also blastocyst, but this is this blastocyst embedding, buried inside the wall of endometrium, inside the wall of uterus, and this is called as implantation. This is called as implantation. So implantation takes place at blastocyst stage. So implantation, attachment or embedding of blastocyst to wall of uterus is called implantation. Attachment or embedding of blastocyst to wall of uterus is called implantation. And in human being, implantation takes place around 7th day after fertilization. 7th day after fertilization, and complete on around 10th day after fertilization. So implantation start on 7th day after fertilization and implantation of embryo complete at around 10th day after fertilization. So this is the time period of implantation. So events of implantation. During implantation, see if this is endometrium, this is endometrium, that is layer of uterus, and this is blastocyst. Blastulation start at 7th day after fertilization, and at the end of 7th day of fertilization, blastulation complete. So if this is endometrium wall or endometrium layer of uterus, this trophoblast cells, this layer is called as trophoblast. This is trophoblast, and these are cells in the embryonal knob. It is inner cell mass. So some changes takes place during implantation, and those changes we will discuss one by one. When this blastocyst come in contact with endometrium, then breaking of zona pellucida takes place. Actually, zona pellucida rupture at the time of implantation. Trophoblast cells secrete proteolytic enzyme, and this proteolytic enzyme breaks zona pellucida. And now this blastocyst is ready for implantation. Blastocyst is ready for implantation. So at the time of implantation, this blood vessels and endometrium, blood vessels and endometrium become or increases permeability. During implantation, endometrium and blood vessels which are present in the endometrium, you know that endometrium is highly vascular layer of uterine wall. So blood vessels which are present in the endometrium, also wall of endometrium increases permeability, and it show local edema. Local edema means there is a slight swelling of endometrium. So a slight swelling of endometrium takes place, and it is called as local because this swelling of endometrium takes place at one site, at one place, and hence it is called as local edema. So local edema takes place at the site of implantation, and during implantation there is decidual cell reaction, DCR, decidual cell reaction. We will discuss after some time this decidual cell reaction. See, this is trophoblast. Some trophoblast cells which are present towards this inner cell mass divide and redivide to form one additional layer, one more layer of trophoblast, and this layer is called as syncytiotrophoblast. This is called as syncytiotrophoblast, and this inner layer of trophoblast is called as cytotrophoblast. So there is two layers of trophoblast. Inner layer of trophoblast is called as cytotrophoblast. Cytotrophoblast show definite boundaries between cells, but in syncytiotrophoblast there is only protoplasm, there is only multinucleate protoplasm. See, this is multinucleate protoplasm, there is no definite boundaries between the cells. So it is multinucleate protoplasm. So syncytiotrophoblast has multinucleate protoplasm. Actually it is syncytium, it is also called as syncytium. Protoplasm is fused, but there is no definite boundaries between the cells. So and then this syncytiotrophoblast secretes proteolytic enzyme, and this proteolytic enzyme breaks endometrium wall. Proteolytic enzymes breaks endometrial wall, and like this there is formation of finger-like structures, formation of finger-like projections from syncytiotrophoblast, and the structures are called as chorionicvilli. These are called as chorionicvilli. Chorionicvilli are finger-like projections formed from the syncytiotrophoblast which penetrate inside the endometrium, and then latter chorionicvilli will result in the formation of placenta. Formation of placenta. Chorionicvilli will form fetal placental part. Chorionicvilli will form fetal placental part after some duration. So, during decidual cell reaction, there is appearance of local edema, means there is slight swelling of endometrium wall takes place at the site of implantation, and hence this is called as local edema. Blood vessels which are present in the endometrium increases permeability. Also endometrium wall increases permeability, and in the endometrium some fibroblasts are present. This is the endometrium wall. This is the wall of uterus. So in the decidual cell reaction, these fibroblasts which are loosely arranged in the endometrium wall of uterus, loaded with glycogen. This is the second step in the decidual cell reaction. First step is local edema, and second step is these fibroblasts. So these are fibroblast cells. So these are some fibroblast cells which are present in the endometrium of uterus. These are loosely arranged. So this fibroblast loaded with glycogen, and it is for the nourishment of developing embryo. It will provide nourishment to developing embryo. This syncytiotrophoblasts form chorionicvilli, that is finger-like projections which penetrate in the endometrium of the uterus. Then this syncytiotrophoblasts produces HCG hormone. HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropin. Syncytiotrophoblasts secretes human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG. It is glycoproteinaceous hormone. So what is the role of HCG hormone? This HCG hormone maintain carpus luteum. HCG hormone maintain carpus luteum which is present in the ovary. Carpus luteum which is formed after ovulation, and this carpus luteum is the empty Graafian follicle. It is endocrine structure which is present in the ovary, and this carpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone. Carpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone, and progesterone hormone maintain pregnancy. So this syncytiotrophoblasts secretes human chorionic gonadotropin hormone. It is glycoproteinaceous hormone which maintain carpus luteum in the ovary, and carpus luteum secretes progesterone, and it maintain pregnancy. So at the 25th day of menstruation, or at the 10th day of fertilization. See, during menstruation, ovulation takes place on the 14th day of cycle. Fertilization takes place at the 15th day, and then after fertilization, cleavage takes place, blastulation takes place, and implantation takes place at the 7th day of fertilization, and complete implantation takes place at the 10th day of fertilization. So if we count the days from menstruation, then that day will 25th day of menstruation, or if we count the day after fertilization, so it is 10th day of fertilization. So at the 10th day of fertilization, HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin hormone formation takes place by embryo. The syncytiotrophoblast produces HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, and which present in the urine of pregnant female. It is the sign of pregnancy. So presence of HCG hormone in the female urine is the first sign of pregnancy. Then the cytotrophoblast. See, this is cytotrophoblast. Syncytiotrophoblast produces HCG. HCG maintain corpus luteum, and corpus luteum secretes progesterone, which maintain endometrium wall of uterus, means corpus progesterone hormone maintain pregnancy. And HCG present in the female urine is the sign of pregnancy. This HCG hormone is secreted by syncytiotrophoblast, and it is glycoproteinaceous hormone. Cytotrophoblast is the first layer of trophoblast. The cytotrophoblast play an important role in the formation of extra embryonic membrane, that is chorion. So syncytotrophoblast produces HCG, and cytotrophoblast play an important role in the formation of extra embryonic membrane, that is chorion. And this chorionicvilli later form placental part of fetus or fetal placental part. So at the end of 10th day of fertilization, this embryo completely buried inside the endometrium, and such type of implantation is called as interstitial implantation. Interstitial implantation. So the type of implantation is human being is interstitial implantation. Interstitial implantation means this blastocyst or embryo completely sink inside the endometrium wall of uterus, or completely buried inside the endometrium wall of uterus, and such type of implantation is called as interstitial implantation. And what is the site of implantation? The site of implantation is uterus. Site of implantation is uterus, and uterus is designed for implantation. So today we have completed embryonic development up to implantation stage. We have completed cleavage, blastulation, and implantation, and in the next video lecture we will discuss the process of gastrulation.